call the regular council meeting for the town of Bay-Westfield on Wednesday, June 10th, 2026 to order at 7 o'clock p.m. We respectfully acknowledge that Bay-Westfield exists on the traditional Woolstock land. The lands of Wabanaki people are recognized in a series of peace and friendship treaties to establish an ongoing relationship of peace, friendship, and mutual respect between equal nations. The river that runs by our town is known as Woolstock, along which live Woolstook-Wag, people of the beautiful and bountiful river. We, the staff and elected representatives, pay respect to the elders past and present and descendants of this land. Item 4, record of attendance. Let the record show that we have full attendance here for our first meeting of this council term. Item 5, agenda approval. Do I have a mover for the agenda? Councillor Toole and Councillor Burpee second. Any questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you. Item 6, disclosure of conflict of interest. Are there any? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 7, public hearings, presentations, delegations, petitions. There being none of those, we'll move on to item 8, minutes of previous meeting. 8A, regular meeting of council, April 27th, 2026. The motion is that the council of the town of Bay-Westfield adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of council, April 27th, 2026. Do I have a mover? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence. Do I have a second? Councillor Wheel, thank you very much. Any questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you. 8B, special meeting of council, May 13th, 2026. The motion is that the council of the town of Bay-Westfield adopt the minutes of the special meeting of council, May 13th, 2026. Do I have a mover? Councillor Burpee, okay. Councillor Toole, thank you very much. Any questions or comments on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you very much. Item 8C, email poll, community grants. The motion is that the council of the town of Bay-Westfield ratify the email poll, community grants. Do I have a mover? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence. Do I have a second? Thank you very much. Councillor London. Any questions or comments on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Contrary minded? Motion is carried. 8D, email poll, KBRS. The motion is that the council of the town of Bay-Westfield ratify the email poll, KBRS. Do I have a mover for that? Thank you, Councillor Toole. I have a second. Councillor Wheel, thank you. Any questions or comments on that motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Contrary minded? That motion is carried. Thank you very much. Item 9, unfinished business. There being none, we'll move on to item 10, bylaws. There being none, we'll move on to item 11, new business recommendations. 11A, selection of deputy mayor. I'll pass that over to the CAO.
Thank you, Your Worship. During the last term of council, ward system was introduced to the amalgamation of Ward 2, Campbell and Britton Road. And it's the wisdom of the council today that the councillor from Ward 2 had an opportunity to serve as deputy mayor. So as a result, the procedure and organization bylaw was amended so that the councillors were chosen by lot and for a period of at least 8 months. Members of council do have the opportunity to not be involved in the selection of the deputy mayor. We had asked each member of council to reply by 12 o'clock today, I think it was, whether or not they want their name pulled from the lot. We had one councillor, Councillor Bellman's, withdraw, so that means that we now have 5 members of council. So we'll go through a selection process with the CFO, who will do the selection, and then we have a bit of a calendar here. We'll write down the names, and then we'll leave the last period open for do another lot selection, and our Councillor Bellman changed his mind about wanting to be deputy.
Okay, we are using an app here that has a wheel similar to a wheel of fortune, and we press the button, the wheel will spin, and where it lands will be the first 50 meeting. The first name is Councillor Tall.
This will be a hard transition, guys.
So, Councillor Tall's name has been removed. We will spin the wheel again and we'll see where it lands. Councillor McIntosh Lawrence was the selected winner. We'll remove her name and we will spin again.
This is almost like Christmas.
In
Christmas.
Councillor Burpee was selected. Her name will be removed and we will spin one more time. 2 more times. Councillor Wheel was the next name that has come up. So by process of elimination, the last one will be Councillor London.
Congratulations, everybody.
So it goes in rotation, so Aaron and Stephanie, is that then
Yeah.
me, then Laura?
But if you look at the report, you'll see what the dates are.
Okay.
Let's get the motion on the table. If anybody has any other questions, then we can go there. Okay, well, the motion is the Council of the Town of Grand Bay-Westfield appoint Councillor Tools for June 2026 to November 2026, Councillor McIntosh Lawrence for December 2026 to May 2027, Councillor Burpee for June 2027 to November 2027, Councillor Wheel for December 2027 to May 2028, Councillor London for June 2028 to November 2028.
Your Worship, I just realized that my math was off that day. These are 6-month terms, not 8-month terms.
Wondering.
Can I just ask that the motion be amended that the councillors in this sequence serve 8 months?
No, 6.
Yes, and then we'll work out the dates.
Yeah, we don't have a mover yet, so I'll just amend the motion to remove those dates and put in the term of 8 months, starting from today, and we'll go from there. Do I have a mover for that? Councillor Toole, second by Councillor Bailmans. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments on the motion? Councillor Burpee, you had a question about?
Just that, it'll be the deputy mayor tool, and then just so it follows how it was drawn.
Yes.
That's correct, right? Thank you. Any other questions? All in favor? Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Congratulations, everybody. I think our new rotating deputy mayor model is kind of a reminder that leadership, like I said, in our swearing in, it's a team sport, right? So we all bring different experiences and strengths and perspectives to the table. And so this approach gives everybody an opportunity to serve in a different kind. You're all serving in leadership capacity, but a different kind of leadership capacity throughout the term. I look forward to working with all kinds of different deputy mayors and terms. So thank you very much for your willingness to serve in this role. We'll move on to 11B, appointment and organization of committees. 11B1 is the Safety Labor Management Committee, and before I put the motion on the table, I will turn it over to the CAO.
Thank you, Your Worship. So both of these are primarily management committees. Safety is part of Work Safety Brunswick's protocol, and then labor management is typically we have quarterly meetings with QP, President and Vice President, and we just discuss if there's any concerns or what's going well. I have to say that I'm finding it tough to remember the last time we actually had a labor management meeting. I think it was last fall, but generally we've been able to move the culture so that things don't build up. With the new public works director, we address issues very quickly. There's been no accumulation of stuff like there had been in the past. On the one hand, it'd be nice to meet, touch base. On the other hand, Things have improved significantly on the morale front. We deal with issues as they happen.
Thank you, John. So the motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield appoint the following to the Safety Labor Management Committee: acting CAO Troy Guttrow, acting deputy CAO James Barrington, Public Works Director Christopher Crabb, and executive assistant clerk Nicole Goddard to provide support as necessary. Do I have a mover for that? Thank you, Councillor Burpee. Do I have a second? Councillor London, thank you very much. Any questions or comments on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor? Contrary minded? Motion is carried, thank you. 11B2, Emergency Measures Committee. John?
Thank you. This is again a legislative requirement by the province, and for the new members of council, previously the Emergency Management Committee was pretty much all volunteers, maybe 1 or 2 members of staff were on it. We're transitioning now where it's predominantly staff, and I think we still have 2 volunteers on that committee, Chief. I don't recall. 2 or 3? 5 still?
Yeah.
Okay. But anyways, it's predominantly fulfilled by staff now, and we're just asking that these roles be appointed and that the volunteers will continue to serve as well.
Thank you, John. The motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield appoint the following to the Emergency Management Committee: the Fire Chief, Chief Financial Officer, Communications Manager, Building Inspector Development Officer, Community Development and Recreation Director, Community Development and Recreation Coordinator, Executive Assistant, Assistant Clerk, Assistant Treasurer, Deputy Fire Chief, and Captain Training Officer. Do I have a mover for that? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence, thank you. Deputy Mayor Toole, second, thank you very much. Any questions or comments on that motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you, Council. 11C, Administrative Report, CAO Transition. We have 3 resolutions here, but I'll pass it over to the CAO and then we'll go through the resolutions one by one.
Thank you, Your Worship. This is part that we have a smooth transition in a period where there's going to be some uncertainty because we're lacking 1 person in the role. So what we've tried to design is something that will disperse the workload while still trying to be able to maintain momentum. So the idea is that the fire chief will become acting CAO. He'll be supported by the CFO, who'll become also the acting deputy CAO. And then because we're in a period of transition with strategic plans and stuff, the community development and recreation director will provide strategic support around strategic plan and things along that area. So we've discussed it, I've forgotten how many times now, but it seems to be the best model for the council.
Thanks, John. So I'll go through the resolutions. I assume you want each one separately as opposed to omnibus?
Well, we can do omnibus. It's just a question of do you want to pull something up and discuss it or change it?
I'll just pull council. Is council okay with doing this as one motion omnibus, or would they like something pulled out to discuss separately? No, okay, that's fine, and that's what we'll do. So I'll do it all as one resolution, so I'll read all 3 resolutions. Resolution 1, acting CAO appointment. The motion is that the council appoint Troy Guttrow as acting chief administrative officer and clerk effective upon the departure of the current CAO on or about June 15th, 2026, with a 10% increase, and that he revert to his former role and salary as deputy CAO and fire chief at the time the new CAO begins their role. The next resolution is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield appoint James Barrington as acting deputy chief administrative officer during the transition period, starting on or about June 15th, 2026, with a 10% increase, and that he revert to his former role and salary at the time the new CAO begins their role. Number 3, the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield increase the pay of the community development and recreation director with 5% recognizing the increased workload supporting the acting CAO during the development and implementation of the strategic plan, tactical plan, including alignment with the budget, and that this increase cease with the public budget presentation. Do I have a mover for that? Councillor Burkett, thank you. Do I have a second? Deputy Mayor Toole, thank you. Any questions or comments about the motion? Councillor McIntosh Lawrence.
I just have a picky little comment. I'm just wondering when it says 10% increase for the first resolution, second resolution, if it just should say in pay. I mean, I know it's assumed, but the third one says the pay, 5% increase in the pay.
We
I don't
can
know.
just, sorry, I was just gonna say that it doesn't alter the substance, we can amend it if necessary.
So we can add, 10% increase in compensation. Mover, are you okay with that change? Yes. Okay, so Nicole, you have that? Thank you, Councillor. Any other questions or comments on the motion? There being none, all in favor? Contrary minded, motion is carried. Thank you. I want to thank the leadership team impacted by this decision for agreeing to take on this extra workload. Truly appreciate it very much. Item 12, business arising from committee of the whole. There being none, we'll move on to item 13, adjournment. And the motion is that the council of the town of Grand Bay-Westfield adjourn the meeting at 7:17 p.m. Do I have a mover for that? Councillor Real, seconded by Councillor McIntosh Lawrence. All in favor? Contrary minded? Motion is carried. Thank you very much, council. Congratulations